hours away from here today. Some of the different importances that we're doing on this specific day. We're going to learn about Yom Kippur. Also, we're continuing at the moment, let's say it's the third or fourth part in of itself. We spoke about Mincha and Vidui, the Tefillah. Now I want to speak about Sudam Afseket, which I'm going to do personally in about 45 minutes time. Now, during the Sudam Afseket, the first thing we're going to say, now these are all sourced using the notes of Rabbi Yonatan Naxon. I'm not going to quote where the sources are at the moment because just press for time, but on the ou.org website, on the holiday section, he has these articles according to Sephardic practice. First thing is, during the Sudam Afseket, some people have the custom to dip their bread in honey or sugar. Regardless of whether one has such custom, salt should be brought to the table. So very important, salt is on the table. Now, one should try to finish eating before Shkia, since it's a mitzvah to add to the fast. This halacha also applies to women. Okay, even if one finished eating and recited Birkat Hamazon, he may nevertheless continue to eat, provided that it is not yet Shkia, and he has not verbally accepted the fast. On Erev Yom Kippur, we're on at the moment, one should only eat foods that are easy to digest and will not cause one to become, let's say, for example, Tameh on Yom Kippur. That's a whole law onto itself. Actually, we'll quote where it says over here. It's source number 52 over here, and I'll just get it over here, just using the phone. The Shulchan Aruch in 608, number 4, and Chazon Ovadia in page 239 will very much bring that important law down, respectively. Okay, so let's continue. We're looking at the different laws for Erev Yom Kippur according to Sephardic lens over here at the moment. So we're speaking about Sudam Afseket. Okay, now one should not drink alcoholic drinks during the Sudam Afseket so that one's mind will remain clear when praying and reciting vidui. Naturally, that is, other drinks are permitted even if they are hot. But very interesting. We're talking about that in Daf Yomi, actually, in these pages, I think, today. So it's a bit of no such thing as coincidence, as I say. Now, it's actually interesting. Some people are accustomed to eat chicken during Sudam Afseket and not fatty meats over here. Now, one who has extreme difficulties in fasting may swallow a pill before the fast that will make his fast easier, let's say, to bear. However, one should not take such a pill just to ease his fast, if fasting will only lead to slight discomfort over here. So that's what's stated. So that's going to be allowed, but it's there's certain parameters behind that. Now, 58. One may leave food on a hot plate or in a crock pot throughout Yom Kippur from Erev Yom Kippur, so that it will have a hot meal after Yom Kippur. So that's interesting. You can do that. Okay, Hadlakat Nerot. 55. There is a mitzvah to light candles on Erev Yom Kippur, just as one does for Shabbat. The proper bracha is lahadlik ner shel Yom HaKippurim. The Sephardic custom is to light the candles only after reciting the blessing. Number 56. If Yom Kippur is on Shabbat, which isn't this year at the time of recording here in 2025, the proper blessing for the candle lighting is lahadlik ner shel Shabbat ve Yom HaKippurim. If a woman, let's say, omitted the word Shabbat on Yom HaKippurim, she has nevertheless fulfilled her obligation and does not have to light again. Now, number 57. When lighting the candles, one should not recite Shechianu over here. If one did, one may no longer perform any melacha, according to this. Therefore, it is better to hear the Shechianu from the Chazan in the synagogue. However, if a woman wants to recite Shechianu, or if she is unable to attend the prayers, the tefillot, at the synagogue, she should only recite Shechianu after donning her non-leather shoes and lighting the candles. Now, number 58. It is proper to light candles for one's parents who have passed away and pledged to give tzedakah in their merits. And that's what's quoted. It's all sourced here on the OU website, Orthodox Union website, on the holiday section. Number 60. Dressing properly and setting the table. One should set the table with a proper tablecloth, just as one would for Shabbat, and put Sephardim, Torah books, and Jewish books in it. 61. One should dress properly on Yom Kippur, as one would do so for Shabbat. Some people have the custom to dress in white. Remember, it's known as Shabbaton, Yom Kippur is respectively, so the importance. It is not proper to wear gold clothing on Yom Kippur. Other such items, such as gold watch, earrings, or the like, are permitted to be worn. Some women refrain from wearing very fancy jewelry on this day, especially. Now, Yom Kippur night has the same status as the day, and all things are prohibited, let's say, during the day, are also prohibited at night. The prohibitions on Yom Kippur include all forms of melacha, eating, drinking, bathing, anointing, wearing leather shoes, and engaging in marital relations. Now, last salacha over here. Any melacha that is prohibited on Shabbat is also prohibited on Yom Kippur. The only difference between Yom Kippur and Shabbat is one who performs melacha purposely on Yom Kippur is liable, God forbid, to karet, the heavenly punishment of dying young, God forbid. But one who performs melacha purposely on Shabbat is liable to skila, so a different punishment, stoning by the Jewish court, the Bet Din. Over here. Similarly, all rabbinical melachot are prohibited on Yom Kippur just as on Shabbat. Also, very interesting. By the way, someone on the comment section is asking, Yom Kippur has begun. No, from the place I'm recording at the moment, Yom Kippur hasn't started yet. So I'm just answering a question on the live chat of it. It starts in about 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, so we're going to continue speaking about the tefillot of Yom Kippur. We were in the middle of speaking about that last night, and we'll spend maybe a couple of minutes now speaking about that now. And just to really continue what we were saying about yesterday. Okay, so I think we spoke about Musaf already. And now we're at the time of... yes, I'm not too sure if we actually spoke about Musaf. Okay, we're going to talk about Musaf. I don't know if we're skipping anything or not, so apologies if this might not be the full version of the article of Rabbi Yonatan Naksan. Okay, Musaf. During the Chazara of Musaf, there is a custom to kneel on the floor and bow when reciting Shayu, Korim, Umishtachavim. One may not kneel and bow on a stone floor and should place a carpet, towel, or even one's talit behind one's knees and face while bowing. Now, there's two more halachot in this section. I think we did speak about this last night, but give me if I'm wrong. We're going to talk about mincha now also. If one begins praying mincha more than half an hour after praying musaf, he should recite a blessing when putting on his talit if he removed it after musaf. While many Sephardim have the custom to recite tzidka techa when Yom Kippur is on Shabbat, some have the custom also to omit it. Now, even though a kohen should preferably not read Haftarah Yonah, if he had already bought the aliyah, or if there's no one else to read it, he may read it as long as the Gabbai specifies that he is called to Torah, even though he is a priest, a Kohen. And 35, one may recite Kaddish after reciting the Haftarah in Mincha. 36, remember these are all sourced on the website itself. I'm not going to give the actual source itself. Okay, Kohanim do not recite Birkat Kohanim during Mincha. If a Kohen accidentally went up to recite Birkat Kohanim, he should not step down and should then recite it, according to this. However, all the other Kohanim present should leave during this recitation. Number 37. If there is only a minimal amount of time remaining before Shkia, and it's possible that the Minyan will be unable to pray Ne'ilah at its proper time, then the Minyan may skip Avinu Malkeinu during Mincha in order to save time. So that's very interesting. Now let's talk about Ne'ilah for a minute. I hope we'll be able to speak about this. We'll have enough time. I might have to go in a minute. So apologies in advance. Ne'ilah. The time to pray Ne'ilah is about half an hour before Shkia. It is not before then. Therefore, the Chazan should try to recite the Chazarat Hashatz a little faster than usual, so that Birkat Kohanim may be recited before Shkia. If the Chazan was unable to reach Birkat Kohanim until after Shkia, it may be recited throughout Ben Hashmashot. However, Birkat Kohanim should not be recited after Ben Hashmashot. Now, number 39, it is customary to open Aron HaKodesh during Ne'ilah. Many of us will know that. And number 40, after Ne'ilah, Slichot should be extended for about 20 minutes after Shkia, so that one may blow the shofar and the people will not go home and eat before the fast has ended. If one had accidentally recited Katvenu instead of Chatzmenu, he does not have to go back. That's another thing. He's brought this in his article. If one did not pray Ne'ilah, he may not pray Arvit twice to make up for the missing of the Ne'ilah. These are all sources. I'm not saying the sources now because of the timing. Now, when Ne'ilah is completed, it's customary to blow the shofar. Some congregations have the custom only to blow Tishrach, Taf, Shin, Resh, Taf, that is abbreviation, and some have the custom to blow the Taf, Shin, Resh, Taf, Taf, Shin, Taf, Taf, Resh, Taf. At the end of the Kaddish, a Trua Gdola is then blown. How about Motzei Yom Kippur? Does Hashem will all have a safe Yom Kippur, respectively. Let's try and say a few notes about Motzei Yom Kippur. Let's hope all our sins are forgiven. Before praying Arvit, some people have the custom to remove the talit, and some of the custom to wear it without it covering their heads. Okay, that's the first one. Arvit should be prayed slowly and patiently so that it should not appear as if one wants to end the fast. And that's important. If one accidentally recited Hamelach HaKadosh, he should go back and repeat Shemona Esrei with a stipulation that if he is obligated to pray, he's fulfilling his obligation. And if he's not obligated, then his prayer should be a tefillah nedava. It's something we've spoken about before. Now, during Arbit, one must add Atachonantenu in the bracha of Chonen Hada'at. Okay, now after Yom Kippur, it's a mitzvah to wait a few extra minutes in order to add to the fast. Very interesting. Preferably, one should wait 72 minutes after Shkia in accordance with the opinion of Rabbeinu Tam. However, a woman who is pregnant or nursing or an ill person does not have to be stringent and may eat even a minute after 20 minutes after Shkia. Okay, I don't know if I said that correctly or not, so double check that. Even if one has not yet recited Havdalah, he may drink water if he's thirsty. Okay, one does not have the blessing of one does not recite the blessing of Besamim during Havdalah or Motzei Yom Kippur. However, if one can, he should smell Besamim after reciting Havdalah. Okay, one may only recite the bracha on a fire if it was burning throughout Yom Kippur and not on a fire that was lit on Motzei Yom Kippur. However, if Yom Kippur is on Shabbat, one may recite a bracha on the fire that was lit on Motzei Yom Kippur. A woman may recite Havdalah so that she may eat even if her husband is still praying Arvit. It's all source, friends. Some people are accustomed to recite Birkat HaLevana before Yom Kippur, and some have the custom to recite it afterwards. Each congregation should follow its custom. On Motzei Yom Kippur, one should eat and rejoice, since it's like a Yom Tov, so very, very interesting, important to be joyous at that point in time. Now, from the day after Yom Kippur until the 2nd of Cheshvan, Tachnun is omitted, so it's going to be for 22, 23, I'm not sure. On the day after Yom Kippur, one should be particular to rise early for Shacharit. So that's very interesting. So possibly a Netz Minyan over here. I want to just say something over within regards to Erev Yom Kippur. We mentioned it yesterday just about the Kaparot, just for a bit of, we spoke about this yesterday, that the custom is obviously to perform Kaparot. To perform, many people wave a chicken or money over one's head, declaring the chicken or money being waved should receive the punishment for one's sins, God forbid he did, instead of oneself. Afterwards, the chicken or money is given to the poor. We spoke about that yesterday, and how it descends back to the time of the Gaon in. If one is using chicken, one should make sure that the chicken is slaughtered properly. We spoke about it yesterday. I would recommend everyone to watch that video yesterday. We talked about hen for every female and the household rooster for every male. Within regards to that yesterday, we talked about if one can even afford it, there's custom for pregnant women to wave a rooster and an additional hen, totaling 3 chickens, 2 females and 1 male. Another thing to look over if you watched the videos from yesterday. One may not use ma'aseh money to perform kaparot. That's another thing we said over. And some people will go to the mikveh before kaparot, interesting enough, which, and the chicken, yeah. And we talked about yesterday if the chicken was a treifa, what would be the situations within regards to it. And we stated that also we can use money, fish or plant, pigeons, and we stated pigeons and doves should not be used. So that's very interesting. So yeah, we're talking all about these. We've already used about, from the notes, I think maybe about 15 of Rav Yonatan Nakson's notes with regards to different chagim for Sephardim. So I recommend everyone on this channel to watch over what he's done. He's done a brilliant job, basically, within regards to this respectively. There's, within regards to Kapara, just going back again, within regards to it, there's a lot of information on the internet. I'd recommend everyone to actually research it, speak to a local Orthodox rabbi, make sure that is very, very important. There's a whole section to do with Harab Ovadia Yosef within regards to the Kaparot section in of itself. He so he actually will talk about Kaparot here, Cham Ovadia Yosef. It's a very detailed teshuvah, and there was a question posed. And should one fulfill the customs of Kaparot, specifically using chickens, or should one merely use money? That's the question. It's customary, the answer given on this website of Halacha Yomit, for Jewish communities to perform Kaparot on Erev Yom Kippur, obviously by slaughtering chickens for every member of one's household. It's customary to use a rooster for every male, as I said before, and one's household, and a hen for every female. While circling the chicken around the head of the one being intoned, one will recite the specific text, which I think we've spoken about before. This website will give the opinion of Maran Shulchan Aruch and the Rashba. And I think Rav Ovadia Yosef writes that since This has become the prevailing custom among Ashkenazi as well as Sephardic communities, in addition to the fact that the Gaonim and many other great poskim uphold this custom. This custom may continue being observed. This is especially true when kaparot, or their value, meaning their monetary value of one chicken per person, are being donated to needy. For in this case, it would seem that even the Rashba would agree that it is permissible, since there is a reason for doing so, according for the simple understanding of it. All this applies only to the fact that this custom resembles, I think they talk about maybe this could resemble a pagan ritual, in which case we say that one may be lenient and keep the custom in place. However, he raises another issue over here with regards to this, regarding the fact that in many places, kaparot are performed as a large-scale operation. When the slaughterers stand for hours on end slaughtering, their hands become weak, and slaughtering may not necessarily be performed as prescribed by halacha. Hacham Ovadia Yosef would raise this issue close to 60 years ago at the time of this article written, so I don't know how many years now, and would say that, according to Maran Shulchan Aruch, let's say, there'll be questioning, is this a pagan ritual over here? And when done in this way, it most certainly might be over here. So he talks about, that might be an issue if too much is being done. And it's a whole topic in itself. It's on halacha yomit. But he says, at the end, nevertheless, one may fulfill the custom of kaparot by circling money around the head of the one being atoned for and reciting, this money is your substitute, we say, over this thing. And it's interesting, he adds on over here that when Rabbanit Marglitz was alive, the wife of Chacham Ovadia Yosef, she would purchase some chicks several months before Rosh Hashanah, and she would raise them, after which Chacham Ovadia Yosef would use them for kaparot. Nevertheless, after very, very interesting. So that's the whole topic. I'll tell you what the website is called, halachayomit.co.il. So there's a section called the custom of kaparot. So I just said over a few things with regards to this article. I didn't give over the whole article and question and answers. And he brings about, once again, an opinion of the Rashba and Maran Shulchan Aruch. And he will give the opinion of Chacham Ovadia Yosef. I didn't state everything whatsoever at all, and the other problems issued. So I recommend everyone to check out that entire article in totality. So we are about to enter, at the moment, friends, Yom Kippur over here. Going to be from time recording over here. It's going to be only about just an hour play at the moment. So I want to wish you all a Gemar Chatzima Tova. Our friends, I want to ask for forgiveness to everybody if I do a lot of videos. So if I did say something that might have maybe, let's say, upset someone at one stage in time, that was never the intention whatsoever from this. So I'm asking forgiveness to everyone if there was maybe something I said, because I did speak about current events topics and other topics also. So I've recorded a lot of videos with regards to Rabbonim. So if I made a mistake or somehow and someone wasn't happy or something, please let me know, send me a comment. And Bez Hashem, Gemar Chatzima Tova. May all our hostages return immediately. May all our Chaylim, IDF soldiers, be protected. Maybe there be blessings all over the world for all of us. We pray for it. May we see the rebuilding of the third Beit HaMikdash. And we'll all be inscribed in the Book of Life, friends, over here. Thank you very much, Bez Hashem. A lot of Torah content coming out next year. Have a great day, and Gemar Chatzima Tova. Thank you.